Oh, there it's going.
Hey.
Okay.
Good enough?
Yeah.
Hello?
That's better.
There we go. Turn it off and on again.
Sorry for our technical difficulties.
Kyle,
we should
repeat
probably start
yourself.
from again.
Twitch
Yeah.
stream and make sure it's...
Sorry, guys.
Right, anyway.
Take
hello.
two.
Last time on Hodgepodge Heroes, the team makes the decision to finish what they had begun and head up to Mount Celestia, seeking either enlightenment or the Fountain of Youth, or Spring of Eternal Life, or the Source of the Nile. I kind of forget which fantasy adventure we're on sometimes. The journey was oddly short, which may point to some legit divine intervention, considering where we are, or DM fiat. I have yet to figure out which. But soon the team arrives and goes into what is basically Nerd Town, filled with religious nerds on pilgrimage, book nerds visiting the library, and wizard nerds visiting the legit wizard tower. The team managed to be all three at once during the session, somehow. Link, of all people, continues his genuine desire for some form of self-improvement and seeks out actual advice on how to pursue this from a fellow pilgrim. We will not sully this attempt by saying he wants to do it strictly via the medium of a drug-induced vision quest. He was pointed out to a local group of shamans a day's ride out of town, so he and Spike mounted up and rode on out of there, manifesting cowboy hats and a like for country music along the way. With Brokeback and Mountain off in their adventure, the other nerds went to the library.
Wait, which one's which?
It's up to you to decide.
They're interchangeable.
There, they met up with the person who first greeted us when we washed up along the shore, who was a worshipper of Bahishpati. She explains how the library works, what information is stored there, as well as how much it will cost to have a minion go and dredge it up, because while magic can build towers out of gemstones, it apparently can't make a functioning search system.
Yes.
Sprite asks for knowledge of her homeland, specifically what has happened there within, say, the last 12 months. She gets back that apparently some kind of disturbance had forced the equivalent of the local police chief to come down hard on a band of brigands, executing several individuals, imprisoning at least one of them. That all these people had the same names as the ones tattooed on Sprite's arms was probably just a coincidence. The fact that there were 13 people named as the instigators of the incident and Sprite has 12 names tattooed on her is also probably unrelated.
It's fine.
More revelations would come to our curious little blonde flower, as Spike had also asked her to find info on his homeland. It had apparently suffered a minor slave insurrection recently that was brutally put down, as these things tend to be. Curiously, as a warning to any future rebels, a statue was erected showing a particular mutineer being essentially mutilated. That this victim bore a striking resemblance to Spike was probably highly coincidental. Meanwhile, Dee had found out there was a Master Blaster wizard living in the nearby wizard tower made out of gemstones. As a man in need of significant, overwhelming, and just straight out of his league magical assistance, Dee went ahead and solicited his help in dealing with the little problem of having the soul of Link's dad stuck in a jar. Unsurprisingly, head honcho wizard was able to offer some pointers. With even less surprise, Dee asked how one would go about joining the magical mogul's little club, named the totally innocuous and totally not villainy Faith Militant. And that is where we left off.
Excellent.
Excellent as always.
Very good recap.
The second take was better than the first.
So,
There was only one take.
so we pick back up with the combo of Link and Spike arriving at their destination of Omvial. As you approach in the late evening, you set out in the morning and arrive sort of later on after a day's travel. You would expect the sun to start departing, but we're in a place of perpetual twilight, so it's just a nice, lovely period of time. You see a large collective of pagodas rising from the ground with a beautiful backdrop of a waterfall that is cascading down onto the back of one of the buildings. It sort of like crashes down onto the roof, and then the roof sort of disperses it to create almost a sort of umbrella effect of water cascading down the back end and sides of this building. Littered around are various other buildings beautifully decorated, surrounded by cherry blossoms and bonsai trees. The whole area is in a large field, very flat, all carved out of the side of the mountain that you're currently on. It's very leveled to be very balanced. It's very meticulously crafted. As you notice the people that are in the area, there's a large population of small frog-like bipedal creatures, large bipedal turtle people, and an array of almost looking like a large koi fish standing on their back two flippers, wandering around with little pet otters.
Yes.
This sounds delicious.
Dotted amongst them, in less frequency, are various humanoid races that you have seen and acknowledged quite a lot of. But there are a lot of sort of anthropomorphic creatures. The frog-like individuals are very brightly coloured, and they're all wearing sort of very bright coloured robes of varying colours. It's quite a visually appealing location.
Oh my god, we're getting high here, Jesus.
This is gonna be bananas.
No, we already took the drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you. I thought I'd just make it a surprise.
So if
Pass
you would
the
like...
letter on the left hand side.
Just say pass the altar.
Yeah.
if you would like
Pass
to
the other
roll
on
me
the left-hand
a nature check, I'll see if you're able to ascertain what any of these creatures are.
15 for me.
15?
I know what they are. 5.
5.
That's a frog. That's a turtle. That's a fish.
So with your 15,
Fantastic observation. I can see your eyes are fully functioning.
Spike is able to innately identify these things from learnings that you've had stored in the back of your mind. The small frog-like individuals are creatures known as grung.
Oh.
Very vibrant colours in an assortment of colours. They're very popping, and they sort of create a nice backdrop as they move around.
What was that town name again, sir?
Omviel.
Omviel.
The turtle individuals are known as turtles, and the
Portal. Ooh.
My apologies.
We're all over the place today.
Wow.
Can we just get the Doritos out? Like,
Rumbled.
and the fish-like individuals that are sort of walking on their back flippers straight up are called Locathar.
Low
Yeah, they're sort of like a green skinned, and they look like fish. Like they don't have humanoid-like bodies. They literally look like fish with their fins, and they just stood up on their back legs and got like long whiskers.
Fantastic.
Dotted around them, you have various different humanoids, elves, humans, etc. But they are the lesser number of people that are milling around. And you're walking down this beautiful winding road. It's not a straight road like you would hope it would be. It is a winding road that leads up to all these buildings.
Well, this seems to be the place.
I already feel like we've taken something, but where should we
It's only
Go.
down from here. I don't know. I suppose we ask one of these fine folk.
suppose?
Alright.
And we'll call out to the nearest creature.
The nearest freak.
Let's see what
If a human walks by with not interested in you.
Jesus Christ.
Give me someone freaky.
whoa.
So you come across one of the Locathar that is walking its little pet otter And
Oh my god.
you proclaim to him, and he sort of waddles on over on his back flippers.
I need fan art immediately.
Hello there,
Immediately.
my aquatic amigo. We're looking to expand our minds. Have we come to the right place?
What's happening?
Well,
What are we doing it for?
I've heard that there may be certain substances that are able to give lesser beings, such as myself, the insight and wisdom and celestial knowledge that one such as you might naturally attain.
Ah, yes. Wow. So, what I would suggest is you head to one of the monks over there, and I'll point to one of the turtles.
Yeah.
They will be able to arrange some sort of ritual for you to do what you are seeking to do.
Oh, thank you very much. And your name?
My name's
Very good. Well, to you, Mr. I will give you, as I said, I will give you the humble gift that I can offer, and I will play him a small note and give him bardic inspiration, and say, if there is anything you'd like to achieve, go forth with my blessing.
Well, thank you. And he'll sort of waddle on off, and he's like, backflip. And the otter would go, woo, and do a little backflip.
Nice. You can add D4 to that. Actually, also, if he decides to do that, I think he can roll twice and take the highest roll.
What?
That's part of the
Is that
College
your
of
thing now?
Creation thing. Because, like, depending on whether you use it for an ability roll, an attack, or a save, you get an additional effect.
Oh,
Very
yes,
cool.
I remember that.
Very cool.
And also, they have apparently a visible, like, little thing that floats around them.
It's like
Of
a note of
of-
music.
Yeah, of my choice. So, it's gonna be like a tiny little like bobblehead of me, going like this on my violin.
Is it quite like cartoonish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it rolled with the inspiration. It rolled a 14, so it is able to do a relatively successful backflip.
You're welcome.
It's like, ooh, I've been trying to get him to do it for ages.
One good turn deserves another, friend.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
All right.
And where he was pointing is in the building that has the waterfall crashing down on its back. So that's where he was pointing to.
Well, shall we? I feel like these are perhaps more your people. People? Are they people? I mean, they're people, right?
We have just spoken to one, and they have spoken to us.
That makes it people.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's all. Yeah. Okay. It's all very strange.
Although I suppose that is a question that can be posed to theologians as well.
Right. Anyway, I think these are more your people. They're very.
Like a raise an iron eyebrow.
You know, I don't mean it like that. I mean like mystical and hard shell, hard body, dunk dunk dunk, just like that.
Spike just Hashgar kind of like looks at you for a moment and just blank face for an uncomfortably long moment as he does, and just kind of lets out a small chuckle, and he beckons you as we take a walk along this winding road. Is there so there's temples everywhere, everything's fairly pretty. Is there small rivers around? Is there nature?
Yeah, so as the waterfall comes down, there's a large pool that is founded in the back of it, and then lots of little rivers and bridges sort of wind their way down.
Are there koi fish in the pool?
There are.
Do they have little legs?
The koi fish do not have little legs.
I wouldn't eat them.
Yeah,
regardless. I think here, just that's.
Might not be.
Let's not.
Might not
push
be
that.
kosher. And as we're walking down, I kind of like indicate around me. What do you make of all this?
I mean, it's all very pretty. Like
Indeed.
it's beautiful. It's a little. I don't know. It's a bit stagnant, isn't it? Like that plant. And it's there. It's just exactly perfectly there. It could be anywhere else, but it's like it's clearly been placed there. And it's like I don't know. It's a bit predictable, right?
You think it should be somewhere else?
Maybe.
That could
I
be
think
something else?
I think it could be somewhere. If this place was anywhere else, it could be somewhere else. But because we are where we are, it has to be there, right? Like, if this was Sigil, that plant would be, I don't know, probably like growing out of someone's rooftop, or like shoved into someone's mouth after a mugging. Who knows? Like, I don't know. It's just a bit. You know what I mean?
You feel all of this is structured.
Yeah. I feel a bit hemmed in, you know?
I can see it. I can understand your feelings of this place. For all the beauty it has, people did make it this way. I'll offer you my perspective. You say these are my people. For all their calm demeanor and beauty. I feel deeply uncomfortable here.
Really? I thought this would be
And I can
your
like
kind of place.
dip my hand into the water. It's too peaceful.
Ah.
And the
These
water
people-
is very warm and it feels quite pleasant running through your fingers.
And I just kind of keep my hand in there for a long while. These people, they do not expect, or perhaps their idea of hardship is different than ours. Granted, our perception of hardship is very different than probably most, but I'm sure you understand the idea. They do not struggle in a way that we do, in a way that I think I have, or maybe you have. This place feels in some ways like I do not belong here, like I do not yet deserve to be here, that I feel sinful stepping in a place that feels sacred and hollow, as if I do not deserve it, as if I have not yet passed some great trial. You see structure and perceptions and your view on progress and chaos. I struggle to understand it most days, but I understand its value, a different perspective. I feel this place is far beyond where I should be. I feel like I should be back somewhere.
You mean your life before all this?
And I'd like to impose an image of Spike looking off in the distance, and as we hear this piece of news about the revelation of this statue, you can see the statue in the scene as it transitions into Spike's eyes.
Obviously, Spike doesn't know about any of this
Of
yet,
course
though.
Of course not. And he says, maybe. I feel like I am not complete, and in so feeling I do not feel I deserve to really be here. And in so feeling, I'm not comfortable here. Not in the way I should be. This is a sacred place. But neither to you or me.
Well, it's a big violent world out there. Let's take our drugs and go and explore it a little bit. Don't worry, Tin Man, we'll find your purpose.
We'll see.
And as you approach this sort of central building, one of the Torkel individuals will step forward and they'll bow and say, "Welcome to the temple of Sichi Fukujin.
Of course.
How may we be of assistance to you today?"
We seek enlightenment, I suppose.
Enlightenment in which aspects of your life? We here celebrate under the 7 lucky gods.
I look at you.
I don't suppose Lakshmi is one of those gods?
Lakshmi is one of the names. Also, we know them as Kishoten.
How do you spell that?
Kisshothen.
Hotem.
N
N.
for November.
Kishoten.
What was the name of the temple again?
Shichi Fukujin. SHI
SHI. Sorry.
CHI
Yeah.
FUKUJIN.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I
Shichi
didn't get it
Fukujin.
too far off. Nice. Shichi-Fujin.
I'm on the pilgrimage. I'm on the path. And I've dedicated my pilgrimage to Lakshmi. I've kind of hit a bit of an impasse. See, I'm not really like... this guy here is probably knows more about this stuff, but I'm a bit of a beginner. I've been told I need to experience visions. I'm not sure exactly how, but I've heard that people in this temple know about how to induce visions, to gain mystical insight.
We do practice here a ceremony known as Seishin. It is the removal of one's spirit. It is
That's kind of a bit of a sore point for me. I see I've had a relative that's had a kind of similar experience, hasn't worked out so well for him.
It is not a disconnection of a spirit from one's body, but more how you would say, an out-of-body experience.
An experience.
Detaches your physical capacities from your spiritual capacities. You leave behind the physical and experience the metaphysical.
That's very interesting. And I think my hand would naturally go into my pocket and just start, I'd have the experience stones,
Sensory stone.
the sensory stones. Well, now that I think I can get behind. Is this open to the public?
If you are following under, as you said, Kishoten, Lakshmi, there are crossovers in certain belief circles. Then, yes, them or any of the other 6 gods, then it is open to any who wish to experience it.
Well, I'm game. So, Spike.
I forgot. Oh my god, it's not Godfrey.
Moradin.
Morrison.
Godfrey could be your god.
Godfrey
You
could
wanted
be
him
my
to be.
The deities that they worship under are Ibisu, Daikotan, Bishamontan, Benzaten, Jurgen, and Hotai. I probably butchered half of those names.
Try temporary worship under Bishamoten just for hilarious reasons.
That is the deity of fortune in war and battles.
Well, shit.
Hey,
Sounds about right.
could have used some of that.
Well, I know my Japanese
You're-
guys.
To change who your path is currently with is not possible on this layer. As you ascend up to different layers, you change different paths and you can dedicate it to different gods.
That's fine. Well, I will overlook your body if you wish to go on this journey. It sounds, honestly, a valuable experience, not just in itself, but you'll gain a perspective for.
What does that mean?
Your father.
Oh,
Perhaps you will be able to relate.
possibly. You know, you could do it as well.
Right?
It would not be free, but you could pay.
How much would it cost?
For the materials and time it takes to prepare the ceremony,
Yeah.
it will be 500 gold pieces equivalent, so 5,000 silver pieces.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Look out for my body, brother. God damn. Well,
It's relatively labor intensive to prepare all the ingredients, which is why it is for the people that pilgrim under.
so they're happy for me to do it because I'm on the path.
Yes.
Right.
You are going under Lakshmi, which is a crossover between Vedic gods and Taoist gods.
Cool. Alright, well. I'm willing. I'm ready to begin whenever you are ready.
Excellent. We will prepare the chamber. If you should strip down and take these robes,
Way ahead of you.
and they'll hand you a set of red robes.
How long will this take in total from beginning to end?
It varies from different people. The time that they are able to separate themselves varies on their will and the depth that they can willingly enter this trance. It could be seconds, it could be minutes, it could be up to an hour.
Okay. Well,
Good luck.
thanks. Alright. Let's go.
And they will, once you are dressed, they will lead you into the building that has the waterfall crashing around, and the noise is quite loud.
So, just before I get to the building,
Yep.
I'm going to hold onto the stone.
Yep.
And I'm going to start by like looking in a pool. So I'm like looking at myself in,
Yeah.
in my robes and everything. And that's when I'll start.
You'll focus in on
My
the
memory.
stone. So
You
as
can
you do
record.
so, you feel your mind sort of shifting down, and you know the sensation going down your arm into the stone as you sort of send the will to begin recording.
Mm-hmm.
As you do so, you feel sort of like a slight connection to it. Obviously, you have to hold on to the stone as you're going. And you begin recording as you look into the pool.
Cool.
And as you're led into this building, you hear a crashing of the waterfall as it hits the building. And you would expect this to be quite difficult to sort of meditate with this sound. You get the impression that is the purpose of it, is for those who are trying to meditate, to try and eliminate all of this sort of phenomena. You get in the splashes and the spray of the water as it crashes into the pool that surrounds. you've got the noise. There's a lot of senses that are overwhelming you. So to enter into sort of a meditative state, as you've tried previously in the tavern, there is a lot more going on that will be distracting.
Right.
And you can see the turtle that led you in will head over to a bowl, and held in the bowl is a white powder with slight tinges of pink in it.
Cool.
And they will take their hand, and they will take like a handful of this powder and put it into a bowl. This bowl, they will then briefly extend out into the water of the waterfall, and so some water enters into the bowl, and they'll start mixing it together and creating a sort of pinkish paste. They will start uttering words. What languages do you speak?
Not many. Just common and infernal.
Same. Common and infernal. You do not know the language that they are speaking. You do not understand what they are saying. But they utter some words over it as they create this sort of paste. And he will beckon you to the centre of this room. Please sit, relax.
I'll do so.
Am I able to join him in the room, or?
You can join him in the room, yeah.
Okay.
And he'll say, I'm going to create a mask from this paste upon your face. If you would close your eyes. And he'll begin taking this sort of like paste that's made out of this powder and water, and he'll start sort of smearing it across your face. He will insert it into your orifices.
Nice.
And he doesn't put it in your mouth, but he puts it over your mouth. So basically, when as this paste starts to harden, you lose the ability to hear, to see, to smell.
It's sensory deprivation.
Essentially. And the odour, as you have this sort of rubbed onto you, it's quite a sweet smell. And you can feel a very strong tingling sensation on the skin as they put it in there. And the moment that everything is covered, you lose consciousness. And you, Spike, you notice that Link goes limp. All of his muscles
Limp
just
goes
relax, and he just falls. He falls forward.
Does he manage to keep the stone like resting in his palm, or does it fall?
Roll me.
Whatever you do, don't let me drop the stone.
Too late for that.
Can I assist in some manner?
Roll me a concentration check.
Knowing this?
Nice.
Or like dash in,
you can dash over and try and like close the grip as his hand relaxes. So you can have advantage on a concentration check to keep a hold of
I
this
love
stone.
14 concentration plus 0 con. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
plus
a
con, isn't it?
con
Yeah.
check.
I never do concentration.
So it's a 14, yes.
14.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to go over to Sprite.
Hola.
So Sprite, you have read these two accounts of events that have transpired,
Yeah.
both in the Grove of Unicorns and in Zorana, the capital of the Bladelings. And you're in the library.
Am I lost?
You have Aroth with you.
Oh, still.
Yeah, he was the one that led you there to take you to the books. He is your concierge. He will stay with you unless you dismiss him.
Yeah. Okay. I think I found everything that I need to find in these books anyway.
Okay.
Aroth, do you know of anyone that knows the easiest way to get to the Beastlands?
Personally, I do not know anyone. I know one of the, not necessarily safest ways, but one of the more direct ways would be to travel out into the Outlands, travel across the Outlands, and then through the Gate Town
Yeah. Is it safe to do that? Is it a safe place?
There are a lot of individuals that prefer the Outlands, a place with little rules and laws. It is not necessarily the safest to travel across it, but there are natural protections that are held within the Outlands. Magic works a little bit differently in the Outlands. The further out to the borders with the gate towns, the weaker that power is.
Oh.
But as you progress further towards the central spire, of which Sigil holds itself on, magic loses its abilities. The central ring at the base of the spire is a common place for deals to be made amongst individuals of high abilities.
Oh.
Even the gods do not have power there.
So everyone's kind of on a level playing field, really. Well, unless you're tiny like me.
Magic, anti-magic, as they call it, gets stronger the further you progress in. On the outskirts, low-level magic does not work.
Mm. Okay.
And essentially the Outlands works in such capacity that there are a series of rings, and as you enter through each of the rings, a different level of magic gets locked off. So the furthest ring, first level magic cannot be cast
Right.
at all. It will instantly fail. As you move into the second ring, second level magic doesn't work, and it progresses through until ninth level magic doesn't work, and at that point, at the base of the spire that's held within the middle of the Outlands, magic does not work. Nothing magical can happen at the base of the spire.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go back to find my friends, if you wouldn't mind showing
Certainly.
me.
I will
Oh.
lead you out.
Is that more gold? Shall I?
No, this is part of the service.
Oh,
I bring you and I take you
okay.
back.
Oh, that's fine.
Unless you dismiss me, of course.
No, I enjoy your company.
Excellent. Are you ready now?
Yeah, I think so. Can I like take any record of the things I've seen? Is there any way of like note taking or?
I mean, you're more than welcome to make your own notes.
I don't
But
know.
we
if
ask that the books do not be taken.
I might have something on me. I probably have something, maybe. I think I'll just make a few, like keep a written record of the key names and the facts and the dates and stuff, and just gonna scroll it up and keep it safe.
Yeah, that's fine. Kim.
Oh no.
Excellent. And he will lead you back to the entrance of the library, where all of the scribes are noting the events that are being dictated by Lamplighter. And you sort of leave the front entrance and you see Brady sat practicing their knots on the steps, and you see Dee returning from the tower's direction.
Well, that's lucky. Hi.
Hi.
Howdy. You look really happy. I'm assuming you had a very productive visit.
A lot to think about.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. What did you find out?
Oh, you know, stuff and things. Found out some good stuff about Spike.
Yeah?
Well, I don't know if it's good. But I found out some stuff. But I think I should tell him first.
Fair enough.
And some stuff about me, but
That's good.
I don't, I'm not sure.
Go on.
Let's just say I think I have a little bit more information about my identity.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, that's really good.
I'm not sure.
I may have found the other way.
So some technical
No,
difficulties
no,
with
no.
the camera.
I can only move in certain directions, which is why I'm trying to be really careful with it.
There we go. So,
Yep, that's pretty
Yeah, I think I may have found some information about how to further Link's dad's restoration.
Cha Daddy.
Mm.
That's great.
Mm.
I mean, that's incredible.
We'll see.
Link's gonna be so happy.
I can't tell him until I have something more concrete.
Is it good news?
We'll see. We'll see. It's not bad news, but it's
That's good.
progress.
That's all you can hope for at this point.
Mm.
I'm down to know what you found out.
I think I might know my name.
What's your name?
Really?
I'm not really sure, but I think I have this weird feeling that I just found out my name. Yeah,
What's
And you
it?
do feel a sense of familiarity with the name. It sort of
yeah.
resonates within you, just as each other person
What's
does.
your name?
No smack. I think my name is Marigold.
Like Mary Gold?
Yeah.
Like marigold. Like the flower.
Like the flower. Which feels
Suits you.
right
Yeah, it suits you.
somehow.
That does feel right.
But it tastes strange in my mouth. That's a, you know?
I do know.
Yeah.
I do know.
Yeah. Oh, I know you know. But yeah, this is a new feeling. But I think I'm gonna have to go to the Beastlands.
Yep.
I mean, we always knew, but
Yeah.
I'm really gonna have to go and get some questions answered because I have this really heavy feeling that I've been carrying around for a really long time that everyone I love is dead, and somehow I'm involved, and I don't know if that's guilt or if it's responsibility or I don't know.
Not everyone that you love is dead.
Well, everyone that I have
That you knew in
inscribed
your
on
past
my
life.
body,
Oh right.
Yeah.
and I just have this feeling, and I can't explain it. And
That's
I know that
okay.
I don't remember, but I just feel it.
Fair enough. We'll go to the Beastlands.
It's a good.
But you don't have to come. I can, you know.
Like we would let you go by yourself.
You get lost.
You're just up for another adventure. That's all.
Clearly.
Selfish,
Mm.
but I appreciate it.
But we should go find the others. I don't know what they're up to.
Yeah. Well, God
Oh.
knows.
Oh, I do. They came around and they were heading out on a day trip.
Day
somewhere.
trip.
Yep, I think there was something to do with Link's like vision quest or something.
Oh Christ.
Cut the link, face down, pool of water.
Drowning.
Foamy spitting, just kind of.
It sounded like a lovely adventure. I'm sure it's going just swimmingly.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Shall we go meet him?
Yeah. Do you know
So-
the way?
It will take a day for you
Oh.
to travel out.
Yeah.
Nah, forget about it.
They left in the morning and they
Yeah.
arrived in the
Yeah.
evening.
I got studies
Yeah.
to do.
There's no such thing.
There's wow.
The
There are time
equivalent.
cycles, there's just no sun or moon cycle.
No, I caught you. I got you.
Got it. What's they?
It takes 12 hours to travel.
I will do reading for 12 hours. Reading and writing.
How are you travelling on your little disc?
I'm not going.
Oh, you're not going.
Once
So-
it's like a whole
Should we,
day, I go. They give me this here.
You could just sit on the
Yeah.
back and read.
No, the thing follows me.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody else has to sit on the back and follow.
Ain't that just the way?
yeah.
However,
We can hang out here. It's quite a nice place.
I want to see that blue tower. Oh, there's the library that Lapis.
no, the tower is the tower of the wizard. It's
Oh.
I've been there.
independent of.
You went there.
I went there.
You went
Mm-hmm.
Was it really beautiful?
It was alright. Only one. It's the home of one guy.
It's a bit lavish.
You're joking.
Mm.
Oh
Sure.
shit.
He seems pretty high up in the ladder of the leadership of this place and things.
The Order of the Plains Militant.
Yeah, those guys.
On that note, I have consulted some information for you that would have been departed. The person that he refers you to join the Order of the Plains Militant at the lowest level would be to meet an individual known as Lord Vaimish Crisard. That's Vaimish Crasad. Vaimish Crisard. He is a human that has put himself out in the Outlands, and he resides and runs over the camp that are known as the Mustering Fields. It's on the way between Excelsior, which is the gate town of Mount Celestia, and Tradegate, which is the gate town of Bitopia. In light of the information that they had recently received about the Modrons that are marching out that way, he has been sent and tasked with escorting the Modrons to Tradegate safely. So, if you are to seek him out, that is probably where he will be, somewhere along that path between Excelsior and Tradegate.
I would share that information.
You will.
He would be very noticeable as he rides around on a pink unicorn.
Of course it is.
Oh!
Wow.
Stylish.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sounds like an interesting character, and if we were to have any more dealings with this Order of the Plains Militant, I think he's the one that I need to speak to next.
Sounds like it.
But I think we may have a friend in Grand Wizard Indigo the Stutterer.
Indigo
What?
the what?
He's a magical fellow. A fellow magical fellow.
Alright.
He's the guy that owns the tower, it seems, or at least he's the resident. I didn't see anyone else there when I went in. And he may have some magical abilities that will help us in restoring Link's dad, but there may be strings attached. Well, there will be strings attached.
There are always strings attached.
Mm.
Do you think it's worth pursuing?
As far as I'm aware, this Order of the Plains Militant is pretty lawful. Potentially good as well, lawful good.
Potentially good. That's yeah. Promising.
Well, it don't always have to be good to be lawful,
True.
but I think they are. At least that's the vibe I get. And they're located in this.
Yeah, I guess
Area.
it can't be all bad.
That's the god they follow is lawful as well, I guess.
Did you say they're nearby?
They're all over the place,
Oh, okay.
but that's where he lives. He lives in the tower.
And you're aware that some of the floating castles that are out over the sea at the base of Mount Celestia, they have bases situated in those floating castles.
Floating castle.
Didn't know
And
there was floating cars.
The Mustering Fields in the Outland is one of their camps and bases, and their headquarters is on the third layer of Mount Celestia.
Is it a floating camp?
It's not a floating camp in Outlands.
But yeah, I'm not quite sure what their deal is, but I think if we speak to this Lord Vaimish, we may. I don't know. I was thinking of joining.
Yeah. With extra pocket money?
What about the information and the contacts? They don't operate in Seal though.
No.
The lady doesn't like them.
That's a shame because Sigel's such a beautiful place to
Is
spend
it
time.
though?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're being
sarcastic.
sarcastic.
Yeah.
So does that mean you would be leaving us to join them?
I don't know what the deal is. I think their agents get sent in missions to different planes, and that's what we do anyway.
That's
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's something you want to pursue, obviously we will support you.
I just mean that if we got an in, it would probably make it easier for this Grand Wizard to help us.
But wouldn't you
With
be too busy to help us?
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the contract says.
Okay.
I get a part-time gig or something.
Okay.
And the
We'll
Order of
go
the
on the
Plains
weekends.
Militant isn't a faction in the sense that the other ones are. They're an organisation as opposed to a faction, so their beliefs don't always necessarily work in the same capacity as a faction are, and you can be a member of the Order of the Plains Militant and still pursue the ideals of another faction. However, there may be a lot of crossovers and conflicts between certain factions and the Order of the Plains Militant's views.
Overemployed. I'll just be overemployed. It's fine.
Well, if you think it'll help.
I don't know. I want to get into this. I want to get into this guy who's got graces. There's some crazy ass magic in there.
Yeah.
Really? Did you feel it?
I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah. What do you see?
He doesn't talk. He
What?
creates mouths in all different objects as he
What?
speaks automatically. Just
What?
I know it's weird. But-
Wow.
Oh, that's who you want your boss to be.
Listen, from what I understood, he has the capability of casting a spell that's called Wish. That literally whatever you wish for happens, or something like that.
I think.
That sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Maybe it's a,
I'm
maybe
no
it's
wizard,
a
so
pyramid scheme.
do you have to take like 3 wives?
No,
You
he just said.
have to
He
sell
just said if
anything.
I can do this for you, if you then do stuff for me.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the conditions.
Yeah.
If we restore Link's dad, I'm sure the conditions will be.
Yeah.
Worth
Do we want to leave him inside that jar forever? I don't think he'll forgive me, or whatever.
Link will never forgive you.
It wasn't me though, technically.
I mean, let's be honest. You know what? We don't have to talk about it. It's fine.
But when we find out all our backgrounds and maybe we did something that we shouldn't have done, maybe we'll be able to, have a bit more empathy towards me. Just because I was the first one that we found out that fucked up. What did Spike do? You said he found out some crazy shit about him. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
done some shit.
Spike's badass.
Killed someone or something. I'm sure. He looks like a killer, doesn't he? Those
Wow.
spikes.
Wow.
Listen, those spikes aren't made for
That's-
fucking scratching, are they?
What is that? Prejudice?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight out.
Looks like a
I like
killer.
I am reading a
Not
book by its
all-
cover. I've read plenty of books. I
Not
know.
all people with spikes are killers.
No, but Spike is.
You don't know that. You don't
I
know
can
that.
I can sense it.
You cannot sense anything.
Did you see the way he did what he did to Link when Link attacked me? He punched him. He was gonna kill him with punches.
That was like, a little bit of a misunderstanding.
Was it though?
Yeah. I barely even remember.
I almost killed Crow by mistake because I cast a spell, but I didn't quite know what the spell did. I think Link almost killed me in the same way. Like spells sometimes have crazy effects. Spike punched Link with his bony hand really hard. He knows what that hand does. It kills.
You literally almost killed someone because they touched your bag.
By mistake. I didn't quite know what the
I
spell
think that makes you worse because you're not in control of it.
did. Is it though?
If he's such a killer, he would have killed us all by now.
Who says that he won't?
I can't do this conversation.
Listen, I trust him to kill.
I
No,
trust
seriously.
him. I trust him with my life.
No, I trust him. He gave me he looked after me, yes, when I needed, but those hands
You don't know
are
what he's been
hard.
through.
No, I don't. What has he been through?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
It's not your business.
All right.
It's up to
fine.
Spike if he wants to tell you.
Shush.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard knowing that you know. I want to know so badly.
I know.
Also,
I want to tell you so badly, but
Why?
I feel like I'm not gonna. That's my
Why
my
don't-
gut feeling. I don't know why.
Why don't
That's
we
okay. That's okay.
go back into this place and spend some more gold getting informed about random things that we should know but we don't know?
Like,
Different magics.
oh, well, give me the gold
Always
and I'll
about
go
the
do it for you.
magics.
Or just go and do it yourself.
Maybe. Do you know how to get to the Beastlands?
Kind of.
You no, you don't. Like,
You've been so nice the past few weeks. Is it the drugs?
no,
Are you craving the drugs?
I'm alright at the moment. I'm hungry though.
Yeah, I think I have an idea.
Good. That's uncommon.
Wow.
Relentless.
You're an ass. And I'm just going to turn my back on him.
That's very rude.
So,
So what else do we need? What else do we need?
I'm just flat out ignoring him now.
What are you gonna do with the rest of our day?
Well,
Get really high.
Read.
read. Okay. You could do that.
And write.
And write. Oh no, wait, I'm ignoring you. I forgot.
You're so fickle and
I wouldn't mind just going for a wander and see who we meet. I mean, unless we want to go and find the others.
12-hour
I'm happy to wait. Just
Kill some time.
yeah.
See who we come across. Get some food,
Yeah.
please.
This is the center of knowledge of this planet.
That's alright. You can stay and read. There's no one stopping you.
Yeah.
I did say I didn't want to come here. You made me come here. Now I don't want to live.
Why did you come here then? I didn't make you come here.
You did.
Did I?
It's recorded. You can think back and see it. Goodbye.
I don't remember conveniently.
Have fun with your books.
so what is it everyone is doing? Are you going into the
Books.
Katsadama? What are you looking up?
If they have
Level 3 spells.
if they have any
You can't copy them.
if they have a repository of spells that can be studied, if they have workshops like how to become a wizard in 3 days.
They do have lectures.
Wizarding for dummies.
They do have lectures.
Yes.
So the way that it will work here is they are a place that dedicates themselves to divination and knowing things and learning things. So any divination spell is freely accessible.
Ooh.
You will obviously have to do your copying
Normal.
costs. However, they do not charge for you to find the divination spells because they are very easily accessible. It's what they specialize in. You can easily find people that will be able to share that. If there are any other spells that you are looking for in particular that do not fall under the divination school, there will be a cost in tracking them down, and there's not a guarantee that they will have that spell available.
Right.
So you'll have to let me know what spells that you are looking for, and I will be able to ascertain its accessibility. Obviously, this is a place of lawful goodness, so things that are not savvy with that alignment.
Yeah, necromancy spells probably not.
Yeah, necromancy spells that involves death or undeath, they won't be available. But some evocation spells for protection, offense, and things like that may be available. But yeah, anything to do with raising or controlling death and undeath will not be available. So if you want to have a look and think in regards to that, as I said, any divination spells, it just takes the standard wizard rules on copying, time, cost.
Just to confirm, that's I believe 2 hours per spell level and 50 gold per spell level.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That's good.
So you can find the spells that you're looking for and do that, and I will say that that's probably going to be what you're doing over the next period of time.
Yeah, I think I could hopefully fit in 3 spells.
Yeah, you
4
can probably
spells?
fit in 3 to 4 spells before everyone
5
else
spells?
probably returns.
That's 8 hours.
And then
Strong study.
Yeah. It is late in the evening, so you'd have to space that out between tonight and tomorrow morning when people return,
Just give me.
depending on whether they spend the
Just
night.
give me an exhaustion level.
You can do that, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Work late into the night.
What is
I'm a
Brady
student.
and Sprite doing?
Is there any Well, I don't mind. Are you feeling
Uh,
any particular
I don't mind. I'm happy
urge?
to just keep my mind off of the climb that we're gonna do.
Yeah. Is there any like nature, any like
Nature trails?
yeah, like anything that's away from the books and the people and the
There were various farms and villages that outskirt the area. So yeah, you'll have the capacity if you want to go to like a farm.
There's
Check
still
out
a peoply place though, isn't it? A farm.
I mean, there'll be people that tend the farm.
There's no like woodland
You
or
can go and point
There
them
are
out.
woodlands. There's gorges and valleys,
somewhere with like
rivers.
a river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Should we just go
on,
for a
like,
walk?
really long walk.
Go for and explore.
So you're on the side of the mountains. There are
Sounds
lots of
nice.
gorges. There are some villages that are in the bottoms of gorges. Some of the gorges are.
Let's go and find a waterfall.
Yeah.
I just feel
let's
like
see
it.
if there's a waterfall. Yeah.
Let's go.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm always down for some exercise.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
That sounded rude.
You sound a little rude.
I didn't mean it like that.
That's alright. We're just
So-
gonna take in the environs.
Yeah.
Okay. I will move us back over to Link.
Nice.
So you manage to, with the assistance of Spike,
Mm-hmm.
keep enough of a grip onto the stone that you can still see it pulsing, Spike, as it's recording.
Nice.
Link, as your body goes totally limp and you detach yourself, you feel a gentle tugging inside of you, and you feel a detachment from your physical sense. You do not feel anything in terms of sensation. The only things that you feel are your mind and who you are and who you know yourself to be at this current moment. You are completely detached from anything physical. You can feel your mind working, and then you blink in your sort of inner mind, and you find yourself in a familiar landscape.
Mm.
You look down, you see that you're floating. You look around and you see red stone over the entire landscape,
Oh damn.
Welcome
and
back.
a gentle purple river
What?
that is meandering itself through the landscape.
What?
River Styx.
Yeah, I know, but what?
As you look around,
Yeah.
you
Did
see
you die?
on the side of the river
Goddamn fucking turtle's poison, mate.
Drowned in your own spittle.
Yeah.
you see alongside the river a 24-foot tall brute, flanked with easily 100 or so bluish creatures, look like very small versions of this brute that is muscular with hunched shoulders and stubby bowed legs, entirely hairless and yellow skinned. As you look out to another part of the landscape,
You have strange tastes.
you see an individual astride a motorbike, one that you've seen and ridden yourself.
Oh.
On top of it is a red-skinned creature with chains wrapped and draped over his body, and they're trailing along behind him on his motorbike. He is flanked by an army of different sized creatures. They look and resemble sort of like the devils that you've experienced so far. Some of them are like spinagons, like what Lucretian changed into. Other ones are larger and red. with huge weapons and whips and things like that. As you watch this scene unfold, the chained individual on the bike plows himself and the army into this huge brute's forces. A huge crash of weapons and teeth, and an incredibly violent and short battle takes place. The giant brute wields a huge hammer, and as he swings it, the ground below him turns to ice. Anything unfortunate enough to be hit turns to ice and immediately shatters into thousands of tiny pieces.
Damn.
The fight is short, violent, and bloody. The chained creature tries circling around, wrapping the chains around this giant brute, but is unsuccessful to rend it down. Upon seeing his forces fractured, he begins retreating. A small handful of his army follow after him, working as hard as they can to escape this giant brute as it lumbers across the landscape. You blink again, and you find yourself in a cave. This chained individual is whispering to the chains that encircle his body, and he creates jackets out of them. He places them on the soldiers that you saw that he retreated with, and then you see on the floor a giant wolf-headed and serpent-tailed creature lying bleeding on the floor. He whispers to one of his longer chains, and it goes down through this creature's throat and through its stomach and guts, and it comes out stained red. With one more whisper, it takes a form of an 8. He slices the chain and puts it on the back of each of these jackets. You blink again, and this chained creature, and you see a montage of women giving themselves to this devil, one after another after another.
Sounds exhausting.
You can see him casting off a helmet, one that contains the wings that you know are the symbol of Zariel. He throws it and destroys it with his new jacket of chains. You see him riding along the landscape of Avernus with his entourage. And then a deep breath as the mask falls off of your face. And we will take our break there.
Ah, nice.
So,
What is it?
we will be back shortly. We're just going to take some refreshments and take a moment. So if you would like to join us, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. And we can unpack what's just happened.
Remember, you can vote in the chat for your
Yes.
favorite player at any point.
I never get votes.
Use the
So you know.
exclamation vote and then the person's name.
Yes.
D. So easy. D.
thank you and welcome back. So now we've got all of the very loud ahs out of the way.
What does it mean?
Link, the paste mask falls off of your face and you take a deep breath as your body had been deprived of oxygen and sensation, and everything comes rushing back, and it is, for the first few seconds, completely overwhelming. The crashing of the waterfall, the gentle breeze just tingles your skin. The smell of the blossoms very strong in your nose, and you taste the air, and it's got a sweet taste to it, and you come to after your vision.
Your face skin is beautiful.
But it is exfoliated. And you are welcome to keep the mask. It loses its magical properties, but it is a lovely depiction of your face.
I'll let them keep it. It can be my gift to them.
So generous.
Yeah. Well, that was something.
What did you see?
I'll look down, make sure my stone is still
The stone is still there.
not okay. A devil. A chain devil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Makes sense.
it could be. I don't know. There was a battle. It lost. There was lots of women. And some chains. I don't know, using the chains to control things and stuff, and I don't understand, but I think it has something to do with, like, whatever this is.
You're linked. And,
Hey.
Spike cackles to himself. Well, that's certainly an experience.
It was. Well,
How are you feeling?
I don't know about enlightened, but I certainly feel like I've had an experience. I don't know how I'm meant to feel.
He smiles. That's part of the point. It's up to you to figure out.
I guess. Well, I suppose we can head back.
It's getting quite late now. You might have to stay.
Yeah, we can stay the night. Head back at first light.
Let's.
Yeah, if you travel back now, you'll probably gain a level of exhaustion. You'll make it back before daybreak,
Yeah,
but
that's no point. Not in a massive hurry. Alright, let's find somewhere to bunk down.
Can I ask the tortoise, turtle, if we can sleep on the floor?
certainly we have, and he beckons to the various different pagoda buildings dotted around it. Pilgrims' residences. You can stay there for the night, should you wish.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
I have a question. Have you ever seen anyone of my kind here?
I have not.
Thank you.
And he'll beckon over one of the grung. They're about 2.5, 3 foot tall, and it sort of hops over and say, please prepare some residences for these individuals for the night. Would you like shared or separate accommodation?
Oh, what do you say, Spiky?
Shared. Would be practical.
We'll go shared.
You got it! And the grung will
I love it.
It's very cute.
start hopping off and say, so what did you find?
Nothing good.
Wow. That's not good.
No, but hopefully useful.
Excellent. Would you like to go to the building of Decatan? They are having a nice feast here.
Yes, please. Let's do the feast.
What's your version of a feast, I wonder?
Oh, it's probably all salads and stuff, isn't it?
Wow. And he'll sort of beckon. He's got like a little thing next to his thing, and it's got small mammalian rodents.
Ooh.
Just tiny things, like shrews and stuff like that. Best to keep them alive and on the go.
Wonderful.
Fair enough.
Shall we?
Well, I'll try anything once.
Excellent. And he'll sort of hop you off towards one of the buildings, and the smell is phenomenal. Dekatan is the deity of cooking and the kitchen, and you get the feeling that part of the way that they worship under this person is cooking exquisite meals.
That is my kind of religion.
So as you head on in, the foods that are available, you have heavily flavored and spiced meats. You have different types of all of its sort of rice based. There's lots of fields sort of around the area, and then you have other flavors, very heavily spiced, that you sort of put in amongst it.
Cool. I'm imagining it's like those frog people in the kitchens in Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive,
Oh my God,
amazing meals.
Are there soot sprites?
Yes, that's right. All right. Yeah. So I suppose that's where we'll spend the evening, and then we'll hunker down afterwards. You don't have to go through too much of it.
Unless
Yeah,
there's
the
like
food
a
is
random
exquisite.
orgy or something after dinner.
Yeah. Unless some crazy shit happens, but if it's
No.
a feast and a sleep, let's just do that.
Yeah. So the food is exquisite. The only drinks that they have are water, but it is very, very sweet water. This has a natural sweetness to it. It kind of burns your mouth a little bit,
Nice.
but it doesn't burn Spike's mouth at all.
Spicy.
This is basically the
Spicy
holy water
water.
that runs down from the fountain, from the waterfall.
Yeah.
This basically gets put into jugs and served. It's very clean, very pure. So it's got a slight sweet taste to it, but a little bit of an afterburn.
Sweet and spicy. All right. Cool. We'll do
Excellent. So we've already ascertained a few spells for D to be studying. I don't know if you wanted to just very quickly list off what you're spending the evening.
Secrets.
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 But D is going to be studying throughout the night.
Oh,
Secret.
be an archlich.
no.
What spells? Unlimited power.
They think I made it up.
very limited power.
In terms of Brady and Sprite's walk, you head out through the gorges that make up the outskirts of the Nectar of Life, and you notice that all of the villages have sort of like a slightly different theme surrounding them.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings are all very, very different, and you can see each of them has like a small temple to a different deity surrounding them. The deities of different cultures, and the culture is spread out amongst the town, and the people that live in the town are people that adhere to that sort of cultural thought process. It's a very beautiful walk. Again, the weather is exquisite. You have a nice cool breeze, but the temperature is very warm and comfortable. The waterfall that you head to, if you get in, you get in.
I'm jumping in. I'm going to run and do like I'm bombing off the waterfall. How tall is it before I do that?
Let's find out.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you
it doesn't really matter for you two.
I mean, I have my wings as a backup,
Yeah.
but if
Are
it
we
is,
approaching it from the bottom
I don't
of the
wanna do-
waterfall?
I don't want to do like a Marisha Ray.
It's about
Yeah.
it's about 13 feet tall. This one that you
So
found.
for me, it's quite big, but I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are we approaching
It's
from
like
the bottom
26
or the
feet, yeah.
top?
As long as it's not a puddle at the bottom.
You originally come from the bottom, but there are ways that you can get up to the top if you want little paths and stuff like
I'm
that.
gonna like take my shoes off and my wrappings and stuff before I go in, and then just kind of like pad around on the rocks at the bottom
Mhm.
and like find a deep spot and then just like
Suddenly I go.
cannonball after I see Sprite go.
And the water again is beautiful. It's got a slight cold tinge to it, but it's
Nice.
a pleasant.
Refreshing.
It's refreshing rather than freezing and cold.
Yes.
It's from the breeze and the warm temperate. It's very nice and cooling. As you plunge yourself completely into this water, it's a slightly different sensation from when you were out at the sea, because the water is rather still here. I mean, it's got a bit of a flow to it, but it's not harsh and refreshing.
Yeah.
And you feel very cleansed, like
This was good. This was a good idea.
it feels like it's washed away any tension that you may have.
Wow. That's a good pond.
This was a good idea. I feel better about the climb tomorrow or whenever
Yeah. Good.
whenever we go.
I know you're feeling a little bit nervous.
Mm.
It's gonna be fine.
This is good.
We have the equipment. We have each other. It's gonna
Mhm.
be good. Are there any like fish or anything?
Yeah, there were various fish. Here, there are a few salmon.
Just milling about.
Just milling about.
Can I
In the
kind of
water.
speak with animals?
Yeah, by all means.
I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
By all means. Yeah, you've got some salmon in the water.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
salmon.
like dive. I'm gonna dive under the water and like kind of see if I can get close and then close enough to cast it
Mhm.
and just say hello.
Hello.
And I'm like, this was a bad idea because I can't breathe.
Yes, you should probably go up to the top of the water.
I'll come back. I'm gonna go
It's adorable.
take a big gulp of air and then come back down, and I'm just gonna make friends with the salmon. Like, do you speak to many humans? Well,
Not
actually, I'm
many.
not human, but very humanoids.
Not really, no.
Not really.
No.
Sometimes,
Maybe once.
maybe once.
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Who? I'm gonna go for a gulp of air. Come back.
His name was Patrick.
Patrick.
Yes.
Where is Patrick now?
I don't know.
Oh, was Patrick your friend?
It was okay. A bit boring.
He was okay. Alright, although it won't help you find long lost Patrick then if he was only okay.
Peaky salmon.
I'm nicer than Patrick, aren't I?
I'm sure you are.
Shade.
Can you do any tricks?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna use Druidcraft to like make some
Fucking cynical salmon.
like
I love
That's a
it when the
good name.
humans do tricks for me.
Yeah.
Cynical salmon.
I'm gonna
Bear with me a second, I'm gonna get my children.
Cynical Salmon, that's the name of the episode.
oh no. And I'm just there like prepared to do a trick and then the fish is gone.
And then after a few seconds, he comes back and there's like loads of tiny little salmon that have.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm gonna use Druidcraft to make the I presume there's some like water plants and
Yeah, there are some water plants in here.
like just the closest within a 5-foot cube.
Yeah.
Make them like dance and like wrap around each other and kind of like go around the little fish.
That's a very pretty trick.
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? I'm a salmon.
I just wanted to make friends. But you're a sassy salmon.
I want friends.
You're a sassy humanoid.
I'm
Yeah,
exhausted
I
from
know.
coming up the river.
That's kind of my thing.
Well, can you do this? And then he'll take his children and they'll start going up the waterfall.
That is pretty cool.
And then I'm literally gonna shoot out
Bye.
the water with my wings and just be like, as I fly up back to the top of the waterfall.
I
I'm
don't
like
know.
doing breaststroke in the water.
I don't
Like
wanna be a,
I'm like
do your wings even work if they're wet?
Yeah.
Technically, they do.
They're like insect wings, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I had like a little
Little
vibration like and then I'm fine. I'm good to go. So
shake it
I
off.
give the salmon the bird and then well I won't be doing that again.
Do you come back into the water for a second?
No, I'm gonna like
You're just gonna
I'm gonna
stay
go
out
back
in
to
the
the top of
water?
the waterfall and I'm gonna like just peek over to see if the salmon's gone.
The salmon's there.
They're still there.
Yeah. At the top of the waterfall, he's splashed up.
Oh no, but I must have beat him surely.
Aggressive.
said 13 foot.
Yeah. The salmons
Well,
are
like
like
straight up.
salmon are able to go up.
I thought they
straight
could go up like a hill.
No, they can
It's
go
a
up.
magical salmon.
Magical
Magical
salmon.
salmon.
Oh, well, if
I'm also pretty sure that regular salmon are able to go up waterfalls.
No, they can swim upstream.
They
Pretty
go
sure
they go up. They
They
go
go
up.
up water.
They
They
have a hell
Like
of a
rocks,
propulsion.
rocks
Yeah,
and shit.
they can jump up.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of like.
Not 13 feet.
I'm
I don't know
thinking of like
if it's like
a
a solid column of
sheer-
water.
Yeah.
They can't swim up it, but like they can.
They can
They
jump
can
up
do
it.
it.
Either way, I'm
Yeah.
going to be avoiding the salmon, so I'm just going to fly out of the way and then like maybe fly back down.
As he's coming up the top, you just smack him down.
Dinner.
Get down.
Oh,
man.
no, I'm not
That
going
was
to
my
kill
last
it.
attempt.
I'm not going to kill the salmon. No, I'm just going to go like back down to the pool and I'm going to just
Be like-
slide back in.
I'm gonna talk to an eagle. Hey man, I know this is my
There's
salmon.
this fucking cynical salmon.
This little bitch ass salmon keeps giving me mouth.
Next time I get into an altercation with a salmon, I just do like a summoning thing and then you just hear the screech in the distance.
and then a bear.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to make friends. Why is everyone as sassy as I am? It's
You're
really.
giving out sassy
I
energy.
feel like
Big
I feel like
facility.
some wisdom that I've had in my past is that you reap what you sow.
No, I wasn't actually asking you for advice, Brady. I was
sorry.
just no.
Sorry.
No. Anyway.
And then you hear one last big splash as the salmon jumps out of the wind and waggles its tail.
I see you tried to make friends again.
Yeah, just
It
going
didn't
about
work.
as well as it did in Sigil.
Oh,
Nobody wants to be my
that's
friend.
a shame. So you know what? I reckon the unicorns are gonna be like the best ever when you meet them.
You think so?
Mhm.
That's really nice of you to say, but I think you're lying. But it's really nice of you. Like you're trying to be nice.
Are you
to me.
enjoying the water at least?
Yeah, I was anyway. Maybe it's fish. Maybe I need to stick with mammals.
It might be.
Maybe.
Although we did meet that real nice, like, octopus guy, squid guy. Remember the guy who, like, caught us? Well, he was
Yeah.
supposed to catch us
He was really
when we came
nice.
through here. Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Maybe it's just salmon then. You got a book. Salmon. Nope. Not friends.
You literally just have like a book of every animal.
I think like
that
Salmon.
exists.
Salmon. Food source.
Spraying
Yeah.
food or friend. Definitely food. She just wants to befriend everyone, but like,
Fish are food.
in a
not
really
friends.
aggressive way.
Uh,
Oh well.
Good try though.
Yeah.
Gives them the books.
How are you feeling then? Are you feeling energized? Are you ready?
yeah, absolutely. I like it out here.
Good. Me too.
I know the atmosphere doesn't agree with all of our traveling companions, but I like it. It's
Feels like home.
yeah. There's like a tinge of sadness though too, you know. But
I know what you mean.
how are you feeling after finding out your name? That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, I feel like my mood is slightly all over the place, as you might have noticed. Sorry if I'm being a bitch today. You realise it's never at you, right? It's just near you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't
Just checking.
You never have to worry about me.
Just checking. Because you're like the only one in the group that I'm not deliberately an asshole to. and Spike actually. But yeah. I don't know.
How do you think Spike's gonna take what you found? I mean, I don't know what it is, but do you think he's gonna be upset?
I think he will be happy to have just have information. I think he will feel lighter. I think. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing or if it's a bit of both. But we'll see.
Yeah. I suppose you never really know till it sort of hits you.
Yeah.
It's like when we've gotten into skirmishes and that. I wasn't really sure if I was going to be the kind of person that would fight back or would freeze or would run away. So it's interesting.
I think you're probably the kind of person that as long as they're fighting for something, you'll know what to do.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
What do I know? I talked to Salmon.
And then I'll just like splash you like, with the water, like.
I like fly out the way, but
Ah,
probably miss.
that's cheating.
I know.
And then I imagine we spend like 5 minutes, like me trying to get you, and you're
Get
just
you,
like
oh.
2.
And then it's like, now kiss.
Whoa!
Joke. I'm just joking.
Tonal shift.
You just-
How long did you speak with animals last?
Well, you can imagine like this kind of montage where they're like playing
Yeah.
and the wit like it's all
Starry.
super
and-
cute.
starry and it's like all cute.
I suppose it depends what genre of film we're in.
Oh,
If we
no.
were in like a romantic comedy,
Yeah.
definitely that would
Not
be
like
the
a
moment.
not like a blue movie.
No, but if we were in like a horror film, that all of a sudden something comes up and grabs me by my leg and I just
Right.
disappear under the water.
And it's the salmon.
He's got all of his cronies to
With
come.
all of his
There was
kids.
this really sassy little fairy that will kidnap its friend.
Night of the Living Salmon.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
the episode title.
In terms of your residence for the night, there are a couple of taverns in and around the Nectar of Life. There are also a couple of hostels that are founded by different deities. So the hostels are free, but they're a hostel. So they're, just a big room. There's no privacy or anything.
That's fine for me,
Um,
but this
Or
one...
there's the tavern. This one isn't sleeping.
No.
Oh, okay, so we like rock up to the library and we're like, time for some bedtime?
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Whoa.
And there's like just
Tomes
parchment
everywhere.
books and
You're looking for the spells and you're like, which one do I need to copy? Which one do I want to copy?
You want us to bring you like a snack?
It's a big sign behind him that says no food or drink allowed in the library at any point.
And then somebody will come
Only
over and go,
magical.
shh.
Only magical lights, no fire.
Why is everyone being so...
I'll meet you for breakfast.
I'm joking, nobody goes and shushes you.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking like, just by look, there's the salmon, now the librarian.
No. I mean, there's the lamplighter is at the front and he's just constantly rattling off all of these things. He hasn't taken a break whatsoever.
Well, honey, it looks like it's just me and you. What kind of a night do you fancy? Night in a tavern or night in a hostel?
Well, seeing as I've given up my path to enlightenment, should we go to a tavern?
Sounds good.
I've been so good for so
First
long.
round's on me.
Alright.
Excellent. And the food is quite pleasant. In terms of accommodation, it's a silver piece per person per night.
Bargain.
And then depending on what kind of things you want to drink, it could be a couple of copper, or if you want some big bougie drinks, then it'll be a bit more.
I'll spend like,
What about...
I don't know. Yeah, I'll spend like 3 silver over the evening for food and drink.
Two. Like, can we do like roulette on 2 shots of something?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just to give you some courage for tomorrow.
It's exciting.
So you just like give us random liquids.
Random
Yeah.
spirit.
Cool. And one of the ones that you get is basically like a alcoholized goat's milk.
Ugh. That's for you.
Well, that is different.
Hairs on your chest.
Yeah,
It's quite strong and quite creamy.
You could probably do that already though, right?
I mean, I could, but I didn't want to show off.
And yeah, it's a pleasant night.
Nice.
Yeah, you have a lovely night together.
Well,
It is turning into a rom-com.
Fade to black.
Some scenes missing.
So the next morning,
They overshadowed us. That
what-
was quick.
yeah.
what time is are you setting off? to head back?
Early, I think.
Early.
We'll just grab like first bit of breakfast. I assume the monks are up at
Oh yeah, crack of
like
not dawn.
pre-dawn. So, yeah. So we'll just grab early breakfast and then just head off straight away.
Okay.
So part of my path of mystic union is to have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Will that have counted as my vision?
Yes.
How many?
You don't know?
Okay. I've done 3 out of 5.
You think?
I've got 3 noted down too, so.
Nice.
Ah.
I need physical cleansing and mental cleansing.
Oh, I can
Physical
help you with this.
cleansing. That sounds
Oh.
like a colonic, like
Enema.
irrigation thing.
I need to go to the other
Oh, yeah.
town that does that.
It just needs to wash.
Just
I-
a wash.
I bathe all the time, but that hasn't done it.
I
so.
went straight to 11 there.
Yeah.
This is
In
the
the town with the
cleansing
Coffee
of the
and
soul.
juice. Yeah, yeah.
Because the body is clean, but the soul is there's a
Filthy.
There's a
It's
stain.
fucking perfect.
Okay. So what is
Brady's
everyone
morning
doing
workout
first thing in
regimen.
the morning as the other group is sort of travelling back? What kind of things do you want to do?
Well, I know what Brady's doing.
I get up early.
The morning
Get
calisthenics.
up early. I do some stretches in the middle of the hostel while everyone's still sleeping because the sound of the snores is like really like white noise, which is great. And then I'll go run around the town. I think when we get to a town, I like to like check in if there's like a perimeter guard. I like ask them like, is it okay if I come out and come back in again, or like what's their
There's
deal?
no perimeter
No
guards
perimeter. Okay, cool.
in this place. It's basically like a series of villages that are dotted in and
Oh,
around.
cool.
They're like relatively close to each other, but
Yeah.
they are basically overshadowed by this giant like gorge, which has paths that head down, which you've gone down and up and
Okay.
through. But there's no like guarded patrol in this entire area.
Okay. Well, then in that case, this morning I'll go to like one of the villages, like nearby villages. Take about an hour, I think, for my
Mhm.
run, and I'll go around and like wave to any of the farmers that are up early, and I'm like, "Morning, folks," and like running around like the most fucking obnoxious morning person you've ever met in your entire life. And I get back and I'm like, if they've got some kind of like smoothie.
I was gonna say.
That's
a
what I'm
fucking
looking
green
for.
juice. Is what you yeah.
Absolutely, like get the local kelp in there,
Yeah, the
and
kale.
we want like any chia seeds or whatever they've got. Like,
Cashews, bit of avocado.
and that would be my ideal breakfast. But obviously, that's unlikely. That's going to be there for every time. So
Sprite's having a hearty breakfast of eggs and smoked salmon.
I would be arriving at this time and stealing bits from her plate.
a bit of goat's cheese on there as well. Not after last night.
You did not just finish my breakfast.
Oh, that smells delicious.
Have like a twitch on my eye from being like.
I'm immediately making the smell of skunk just appear around your face. Yeah.
Oh,
On your lap.
Is he breakfast back?
I'm gonna dive out of the way.
that color. You definitely need to stay more hydrated there, friend. Have green juice?
Smells like skunk.
Just give me the skunk.
And as you've done all of your morning stuff, and it sort of heads into what you feel is sort of like a sort of late afternoonish, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock according to your internal body clocks, which you have acclimatized to as you've been here. You've spent a few nights here and day cycles, and you're sort of getting a feel for how time works here. The rest of your group returns.
Oh there.
Hello.
Hey there.
How we doing? We ready to set off to Big Bad Mountain?
Well, how was
Why
how was
not?
your day trip? Tell
You
us
look
about
like
it.
death.
Yeah.
I mean, more than usual, though, right?
I don't know. My
paler
skin is
somehow.
brilliant.
I don't understand how he can manage this.
I stayed up all night.
Of course.
Did you stay at the library all night? Oh, damn.
Well, I had a pretty good sleep. Did you?
Yes.
Well, how was it?
Intense, but short.
Intense but short.
Productive
Sounds like a good night.
or not productive?
I don't know yet.
Quick and to the point.
I saw some things that I'm not sure how to interpret, but maybe they'll become useful. And I'll just relay a basic outline of what I saw.
That's
Whoa.
interesting.
Yeah. So let's just hold on to that for now.
There's a
Take
lot to
that.
unpack in that.
Yeah.
Spike, can I grab you
Mm-hmm.
for a, not literally. And then I'm just gonna like take him aside, and I'm gonna get out my little scroll of notes that I made, and I'm just gonna hand that.
Nice.
This is
Secret-
everything that I could
secret
find,
discoveries.
but I think you'll find it useful.
As Spike reads through it, you can kind of see his face is normally passive. You know, it's like kind of like that somewhat friendly passive, and then it's completely like blank. And he carefully folds it, hands it back to you. Thank you for your attempts.
Sorry, I couldn't find anything else.
You have found more than I expected.
Yeah, me too. You okay?
What would you do? If you were me right now, what would you do? Knowing what you know.
I don't want to say because you might actually do it.
You're impulsive.
Yeah,
I am not.
I'd already be on my way.
You gonna eat them? She's not gonna finish it,
Is
right?
that the vomit?
Yeah.
The salmon.
Corn.
Oh dear.
Try anything once.
Oof.
And Hashgar nods and says, "Thank you. I was Hashgar 102-17. I was a slave. I am Hashgar 102-17. The rest, I suppose, I'll have to fill out."
Wow. I'll be there.
He nods.
What would you like to be called from now on?
He shrugs. Whatever you prefer.
Okay. Should we go?
Hey, you gonna share with the rest of the class? What are your secrets?
Take a nap.
You're sleep drunk. You're that like rambling you do when you've been so drunk, so
I'm
sleepy.
so tired.
Eat your breakfast. You might not be able to after I say what I say.
Well, should we do it on the road?
Walk and talk?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, ready.
And it starts to depart. What are you telling them?
I'm gonna leave that till next episode.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Oh, is it time?
Well, we'll leave it
That's
until
right.
the start of the next episode. Thank you all for visiting us at the Hodgepodge Tavern. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm sure we all do. Please do follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and also on Twitch. Like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. And we will be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time. I'm going to go and do a little tally up for some experience for the session. But from there, we will be back in a couple of moments, and we've got the poll open, so please do vote for who your favourite player of the session is. We'll pop again a quick reminder on how you do that in the chat. And yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes for me to do the experience rundown if you're interested in that. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh wait.
Not ready.
Oh no. Thank you for waiting. So, in terms of our experience rundown, we have
Ooh,
60 experience points. 100 experience points going to Link
Hey!
Oh.
That's you.
as they found out a bit of information.
Oh yeah, because my
What bullshit is
potential
this?
maybe backstory.
Chain daddy, chain daddy,
Jane Daddy, Jane Daddy.
A piece of information that nobody else has gleaned yet.
Ooh.
That's right. What? Maybe potentially the person that we made a pact with, or it's part of your
yeah.
heritage. Either one.
Like how you
So-
But it's definitely
Or both.
something to do
about
with
it. Or both.
both.
So, it's 100 experience points to you, as that is quite a big revelation.
Nice.
In terms of everyone else, it will just be from the blips that I hand out. So, the first blip is creative uses of a spell or ability. I think there's only really one way this can go.
Yeah.
Speak
Oh,
of animals.
it's gotta be speaking
To
of
be
animals.
honest, it was funny. Seeing you get burned by a salmon.
And you gave us the title of our session. So-
Cynical salmon.
Cynical Salmon. So,
The
if
camera's
everyone
first.
is in agreement,
I
Yeah.
can't bother.
then
Yes.
that will be 60 experience points to Sprite.
To 7-Up.
7
The second blip that we hand out is for a heroic, selfless, or furthering the party goal. Does anyone feel that anyone accomplished that? I don't think there was anything for that.
He was
I
like,
stayed up
no.
really late.
It was all pretty
That was
like
selfish.
self-serving. Everything
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Spike went with you to do your thing. Look
That's
after
true.
your body, which was pretty.
And helped you make sure that you kept a hold of that sensory stone. I
just
don't know
wanted
what
to
your
get drunk.
other roll was, but if it was 14 was the highest, I can't imagine it was exceptional.
No, it was like 3. Exactly.
That's a tough one this week.
So
Yes,
yeah.
if everyone's in
I get
agreement,
that.
we'll give it to Spike. That would be
Spike.
Spike's
default.
Love it.
I'll take it.
And finally, intangibles. Anything that doesn't fall above these categories that you feel deserves some recognition.
The salmon.
Can
60 experience
the
points for
salmon level
Hold
up?
on, wait.
Becomes a level 1.
Level up on a salmon.
It's like a Magikarp. You give it 60 experience points and it's suddenly like level 15 and
Yeah.
learns tackle.
That salmon does not need any more power.
Turns into a bard of vicious mockery.
It's a bard, yeah.
Turns into a Gyarados. Gyarados? Is that it?
It gains 1 level in Druid.
Oh my god. I don't know. My memory's bad today.
That's okay.
What do we do?
It was very. I don't know. It was very RP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I literally don't know.
Everyone had
We'll
good-
give it to the salmon then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
bastard.
Okay, so the final thing is the poll. We have had a vote from Just Type Right, and that is for Alex.
Hey.
Suck it, salmon.
So
Nice.
that will be 60 experience points
My first vote.
Yeah, is it really?
for
so.
Sprite.
Oh, bless
I
you.
think I
Yeah,
voted
it's
for you
like it's
once.
usually these two. And Mel normally changes it up.
Yeah,
It's not my fault Mel likes this book, but not you guys.
So 60 experience for Sprite.
Yes.
Is that your
So
friend?
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
What, he votes for himself every week.
I mean,
That
we
doesn't
get
count either.
Mel
Yeah,
voting
we don't
every
let that
week.
That is girlfriends. They're friends. I'm allowed some.
It comes for
you're
us.
allowed. I'm allowed.
Wow. Wow, are you hearing this?
But you can't vote
Deep
for yourself.
injustice.
So
Injustice.
again, thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed yourself. We think that we will have a slightly different
Vibe next week.
vibe and session next week. I
The
don't
camera's
think it
back
will be
randomly.
our usual scheduled programming. There's a potential that it will be, 1 or 2 shots since Carl is unfortunately away for the next couple of weeks
How dare
visiting family. So there's a toss-up between it being a one-shot run by magnificent Josh, or we might delve a little bit into the events that take place. Oh, this guy. The events that take place in the Vision. So we'll see what it is next week.
Yeah, tune
Nice.
in next week to find out what's going down
Yep.
around the table.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Oh, almost got away with it.
What do we go?